Good evening.
Hey, baby.
How are you?
Kyler Murray is so fucking good.
Yeah, but they're losing still, aren't they?
They're not about to be. They just picked it off.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, and he just ran for like 40 yards.
He's the future MVP. I don't know how many times I got to tell you this.
Future MVP, future leader and star of my fake fantasy football team.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever get a song stuck in your head that's very inappropriate, but yet you sing it out loud all the time?
My neck, my back, my pussy, and my crack.
Have you ever heard the new Cardi B song?
I don't listen to all that new age stuff. I'm like Bill. I'm stuck in the 60s. Did Kyler Murray just ran in for another touchdown? That dude is fucking unstoppable,
That's
man.
my boy. That's my man.
God,
That's
fuck
my
you
boy.
guys. Fuck
Come
you
on.
guys. I've been on Kyler Murray,
No,
MVP of the
no.
league since
Bill and I have told you
start of
about
this
this.
goddamn. Fuck you guys.
That's my quarterback. That's my fucking
That's my
quarterback.
quarterback. That's my.
Oh, that's his team. That's Arizona.
My
That's his team.
baby. Come on.
I know, Bill. I get it. Like we're on the Kyler Murray bandwagon train now, but I let it be known I was the first to be on that train, and you got stuck with him in our loser city drafts. But I'm happy for you. He's going to be a really fun guy to watch run around for years to come.
Like 10 years or so.
Like 10 years or so, yeah. You know, obviously it's happening to my Bills, my Buffalo Bills, taking the loss in this one so far, but it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. They, started off strong, 7-2. If they leave this 7-3, they're still in control of the division.
What's the score right behind you?
I don't know. This is red zone, whatever this is on right now.
26, 24. I think it was
Vegas
just
is
20.
beating Denver 20-6. If that matters to you.
Nope.
Drew Lock just threw a stupid interception too.
Drew Lock looks like he is in a lot of pain.
So isn't
like-
Drew Brees
Drew
or Drew
Brees
Lock?
is
Drew
out.
Brees is out.
Yeah,
He's
Drew Brees is
James
out.
Winston's in.
He got fucking nailed.
Yeah, he did.
He got nailed. And were you guys watch? I was watching the Traquan Smith kid.
Oh,
Looked like his fucking neck got snapped off.
he got
Oh.
up though. He walked up.
He got
the
up. He
field.
walked off,
Yeah.
but it looked like a bad stretcher play. I can't believe he got up. That was like elbow stuck. It was like a hockey play. Stuck at his elbow as he was going down. Snapped his fucking neck back. Anyway, how you guys doing? How you doing, Bill?
hanging in there.
Yeah,
Oh, no blue eyes tonight, baby.
No, I
he's
feel-
a little squinty. He's
He's a little squinty.
You never know though, Ray. It might be the light. It could be the substance. We're not sure.
no, I feel good. I didn't get too fucked up last night.
Oh, that's good.
The snap
That's
you
good.
sent me that you were singing at a bonfire, I would have begged to differ, but I'm glad you're
No,
feeling
I
good.
was.
though.
I would think I was in bed at like 10:30. It was early night. Yeah, I
for
left
you, Bill.
that pretty early. Yeah.
That's daylight savings drinking for you, Ray. It's pitch black, but it's 4:30, so you're done
Yeah.
by 8:30 and you're
Yeah,
in bed.
well,
No, you call a couple of Tinder whores and you're asleep by 10:30.
I started at Billy's. Me and Marty were playing some Keno. So I mean, then I ended up at a bonfire. Yeah, we got there like 6:30. Man, it's pitch black. A couple hours. They're like, all right, it's good. See ya.
Keno.
I love
The poors and the old play that game.
Boom and boom.
I love
Check.
Keno.
Check.
Love it.
Oh, shit. That's funny. I was going to ask you something. Oh, Ray, you spent a little time at the beach today? Did you get some sun? Is that why you're showing off the guns?
It was fucking cold at the beach today. No, I did not get any sun today.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
been cold. And especially the last couple of days when it's been rainy. Ugh.
Ray, are you like a shirt on when you go in the pool or in the ocean or swimming at all?
Fuck that. Tits out for
Okay.
the boys. For
Nice.
Sure.
All right. So you're not we
Just
haven't
wears a
fat
train
shamed you
top.
enough to being a t-shirt in the pool guy.
Dude, it would take a lot for me to put a t-shirt on and go to a pool.
I never understand the kids that used to do that. How it's so uncomfortable.
And it's worse because you can see everything still. It's like, just
And
take it
it's, like,
off, man.
Sticking
Yeah.
to you. Yeah. That's just
I think
that's
the
some
only
reverse.
time I've ever done it is like if you're on vacation, you stupidly get sunburned like early in the trip.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you got to just kind of throw it on. I get so nervous about that. Like I'll load up on sunscreen for like the first 3 or 4 days because I don't want to be that guy.
That
gets
is true.
Sunburned day one on a fucking tropical island. And
I
then you're
got-
just miserable for the rest of the week.
I got
That's
burnt
true.
so bad in the Philippines a few years back that I was wearing long sleeve shirts, just full on cotton
Oh.
long sleeve shirts in the water. And the water's not like cold. It's it was warm water, hot sun, long sleeve shirt.
What was the temperature there when you were there?
I don't know, like 150 or whatever. It's like fucking crazy.
Just sweat stains everywhere on that shirt.
Oh man, I got to go in the water to cool off. The water's like 110. It's like, God damn it.
The Dominican was like that. We went and like swam with dolphins on those stupid excursions, whatever. There was this British couple there, and he had his shirt on. Dude, he lifted up his shirt. It was like fucking blisters from
Ugh.
like, and he's like, yeah, it happened the first day I was there. I was
Cheerio.
like, oh my god. Like it looked like he had third-degree burns. It was disgusting. I'm like,
Did he
this is
bow
what
to
I
you?
don't want.
Did he curtsy or bow to you, knowing that you were the
He
queen?
knew.
And
He
you knew?
knew.
All right,
He knew.
sure.
He just walked by, grabbed his dick, gave it a yank. Queen,
Well,
I'd give you more, but my skin feels like it's gonna fall off. Cheerio.
that's why he showed him his skin. He had to prove it.
Yeah. God bless. Welcome to the Civil Mind Sports Show. This is Monday, headlines November 16th. Welcome to the show, boys. Fucking mic thing's really acting up. Really acting up. Need a little adjustment there. Gentlemen, I want to do something I don't know if we might have touched on this once before in our history, but it was a tradition like no other today. And Dustin Johnson is your 2020 Masters champion golf club.
Two-time champion. Well,
No,
always a champion.
You won the U.S.
but,
Open, right?
he's never won the Masters. This is his first time.
Yeah, I'm talking about as champion of a wife.
Oh, got it.
Mm.
Got it. Got
We
it.
haven't got there yet. Let's
Haven't got there yet. So, Ray, were you able to experience any of it live, or did you catch them on your phone while you were working or anything? I know that you
caught
are
on my phone. Yeah.
maybe the biggest golf fan, but also, more importantly, the biggest Paulina fan. So give us your reaction to Dustin Johnson and anything else that stuck out to you during the Masters over the weekend.
20 under, lowest score ever recorded at the Masters ever, I guess. That was pretty sweet to see. John Rahm, I don't know if you guys saw it on Friday, but he had a hole like we would have. 3 shots, none of them got off the ground. 4th shot, hit a tree. That's when you just say, fuck it, and you just head to the clubhouse and drink. But he's at the Masters. He can't do that.
Can't
And
do that.
lastly, thank God Dustin Johnson was in contention all week, because you know why? You saw Paulina. And God damn it, what a trophy wife he has. God. Wayne
Yeah,
Gretzky's greatest accomplishment is not scoring all those goals, not those fucking Stanley Cups. It's creating that smoke show. God bless Wayne Gretzky.
And limited fans, there was like nothing else to really key on, so it was just Paulina all day, all the time.
He's gonna do off her ass tonight for that championship win in his green jacket.
Yeah.
He did get
It's
sniped
weird to think
before.
that she's a mom. So
I've done plenty of moms, and I tell you, the degrading shit that they'll do, especially for cocaine.
Gotcha. Okay, thanks for queuing us in on that, Bill. Shot that. Hold on, let me write that down. Moms do shit for weird shit. Okay, got it. The 20 under thing, yeah. People have been talking about because of the time of year is different. They're saying the course was playing a lot slower. You know, not a fucking golf guy here, but obviously I understand what that means. So that had something to do with it. The course just played easier for everybody, and obviously DJ took advantage of it. The other thing that stuck out to me Sunday, watched it live. I didn't watch a ton of the Masters, but I caught this live and I was just laughing my ass off. Tiger on the 12th, kaplunk, kaplunk.
That's us.
That's
incredible. That's the only thing I take away from this Sunday was that.
Dude, that shot out of the bunker that just fucking was like a M16 missile right back into the drink. I was like, that's exactly what I can.
You knew
I can do that.
He was checked out at that point. I think after the second one went in the drink, he's like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Dude, no, he finished the day with 5 straight birdies.
Fucking.
He would have finished 8 under if he had just parred that hole instead of going. He fucking got a 10.
I
can do that too.
He looked promising going into the weekend too. Like he had a 68 the first round, 3 under, and then he was 5 under when he finished on Saturday too. So it was like, fuck, he had a chance, and then,
here's the deal. Here's the thing with Tiger.
Yesterday
for me
was it for him. He
this is
making a run yesterday.
This is what pissed me off when he hit that bunker shot, and he was doing this even before when he hit his tee shot. He starts doing the fucking my back's hurting walk. He went to step out of the bunker with his right foot, like made a motion to his back, and then gingerly stepped out with his left foot. It's like, fuck you, dude. Like you're just hitting the ball wrong. Don't go to this goddamn back injury every time you have a bad day. It's it's beneath you.
What if he shit his pants? You could have tested that. If he shit his pants, maybe that's the motion he was going for, Rich.
Then I would 100% be on his side, and I hope that he would come out in support of those of us who struggle with that on a annual basis, and he could be the spokesperson for it, and I could get right behind that. But if you're just going to be an old bitch with back problems, that's more in Billy's circle, and I don't want to fucking listen to it or watch him do it or hear it. Just say, no, I sucked that hole, because clearly your back was fine. You went and birdied 5 straight holes to finish the day. So, yeah, I don't know. That stuck out to me. Fucking Tiger.
I really wanted him to win. Tiger's my boy. I love Tiger Woods.
Because of the horror stuff?
No,
you could relate to him.
My favorite golfer. I've always liked him. I mean, when we were younger, that's when he came up, right? Was when I started. I watched golf long before I played golf. Like I always liked watching golf. Like he made golf. The reason he's big purses is all Tiger Woods. This is it.
I don't have to like him for it. He hasn't been that Tiger in 12 years?
Oh yeah.
Right. But watching him win the Masters last year was so fucking.
Ever since he got caught banging Cracker Barrel chicks, and his wife, took a 9-iron to his fucking car or whatever happened, he hasn't been the same. And then the steroids got to him.
It's definitely
steroids.
Old.
Yeah. Because they test now, right?
I was telling a buddy yesterday. I was like, he's a steroid case. All these injuries. They're just saying his trainer got busted for steroids. He never tested positive, but
because they never tested.
Steroid case, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, you use the term steroids and you automatically go to like Jose Canseco and wrestlers, but it's the HGH, it's the shit that Peyton Manning was using. It's the stuff that allows you to heal and maintain for as long as you can. It's the same stuff the baseball players were doing. That's why we had this discussion about McGuire when they had the reunion doc, whatever they had there with his 70 home runs. It's not that he could hit the ball or swing faster, it's that he could do it for 6 straight months, 162 games, and his body didn't break down. It's the same thing with Tiger. Yeah. It's the same exact thing with Tiger. He can play 36 fucking holes every single day and maintain the same swing without losing any effectiveness from it. That's the competitive advantage.
It's a weird round, Masters too, because again, he finished yesterday morning, his second round, because it gets dark at 4:30 now. So
right.
I'm glad they got it in, but I think we texted each other yesterday like this might go to Monday.
Yeah.
The way how early it gets dark. So it was definitely weird seeing it this year compared to like years past when it's in April.
They kind of nailed it though, and the TV thing was interesting. First time ever, all the NFL games were on Fox, all the 1 p.m. games. They pushed a bunch to the late games here. There's 6 games on right now at the 4 o'clock, 4:25 slot, which never happens, especially this late in the season. So, and their plan was going to be they were going to cut it. They were hoping to be done at 3, which they nailed. It was 7:47, and DJ was basically, they were hoping the leaderboard would be done by 3, and that's what they got right. And they were going to push it till 4, and then they were going to put the Masters on ABC and bring football onto CBS, which, like, I don't know. I just found that really fucking interesting that all of these cutthroat networks that, pine for billions and billions of dollars with these sports franchise and agencies are now having to work together to make all of this shit work cohesively. I would love to see, like, what did Fox pay CBS to get all of those games? Like, pennies on the dollar, I'm sure, but I'm sure they had to write a check so they could get the games. Or do you think they just handshake deal? Like, these have to be aired somewhere.
It's probably a handshake deal. They probably worked around it once they knew when they rescheduled the Masters, because they scheduled it in April.
Yeah.
So the NFL already kind of knew when this was going to happen. So it was obviously agreed upon well before the season started. Because if you think about it,
but CBS has to make some money off that.
Well, they make money off the Masters.
Oh, they have the contract for the Masters.
It's the Masters. So
but they could have given those games to somebody else.
I don't think they can. It's the NFL. The NFL dictates who gets those games.
It would be interesting to see, because NFL also has they also have the ESPN contract, which is ABC,
which is only for Monday Night Football.
I mean, Fox doesn't have a deal with the NFL for 12 fucking games and exclusive rights during Sunday.
No, but they get the Thursday night package.
Changed.
They got the Thursday Night Football.
No Jim Nantz either. We don't get to hear his voice calling NFL games.
Oh no, Jim Romo. What did Romo do? Did Romo have the day off?
I think he had the day off.
He's probably at Augusta.
Good for him. Good for him. Yeah, anyway, so that's golf talk. We won't be doing that probably until the Masters next year, so hope you got your fill. Let's go on. Let's do our Around the NFL today, Sunday. What's standing out to you? Ray, Bill, feel free. Anyone wants to jump in?
Yeah, the dead man has risen once again.
Dude, you knew he was going to have a good day.
Yeah, I picked him. Great day. 4 touchdowns, 341 yards.
3 touchdowns.
1 rushing, 3 passing, 1 rushing, 4
Thank
touchdowns on the day. Won by 3 touchdowns over Carolina, who both of you picked to win. So
we're not on that show, Bill, and the
right,
gloating and the toot-toot. Like, you want to go into every game? You want to go into every game while we do this? No, I don't think you do. You fucking douche.
In Cleveland, going out at the 1-yard line really, really pissed me off there because I was.
That was a cover for me, but Chubb fucked me in fantasy. Also in that game, Cleveland stinks. Cleveland
It was
sucks.
windy. I told you guys the weather.
Houston should have won that game. That who was it? Fairburn or whatever the fuck his name is, missed 2 field goals, like chip shot field goals.
Either way, if you watch that game, Baker Mayfield is a bad quarterback. Baker Mayfield, he has no accuracy, no feel for the game, run around like a kid with his head cut off, just sucks. And that's what they're relying on. They're not going anywhere. I would not be surprised if they lose the rest of their fucking games. I haven't looked at their schedule, but no one can be that much worse than the Houston Texans at this point. And I would not be surprised if Cleveland loses the rest of the game this season. They stink.
Can I throw one out there?
Yeah.
Bill, your Titans. Woof.
Yeah,
Woof.
what a bad game.
Yeah.
They're not my Titans. My Arizona Cardinals.
They're only as Titans when they look good.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. My apologies.
And whether they look good or not, the Arizona Cardinals are yours. You're getting a butthole tattoo, and you're going to owe us $1,000 or whatever we decide on.
$1,000 a year.
Okay, $1,000 a year.
Also, the Packers barely beat the Jags today. They only beat them by 4 points.
Classic Packers.
Yeah.
Very classic Packers. Very classic Aaron Rodgers. Just kind of like lackadaisical out there. He threw one of the worst interceptions I've ever seen today. Just on the run. Didn't lead his receiver, threw it right to the fucking defender. And then, pulled it out and had some really miraculous throws to get the win. That's like classic Aaron Rodgers, classic Packers. That's why it's very hard to trust them to do anything serious in terms of a Super Bowl. What's the matter, Bill?
Because Kyler Murray just threw
interception.
Lions and our words or Washington football team.
Mm-hmm.
That was the perfect game to describe. If someone were to ask, what are these two franchises? That was a perfect game. There were stretches where both teams looked like competent football teams, and then there were stretches where they looked like complete bums. And then at the end of the game, each team had a chance to win the game. Each team had a chance to lose the game. They both did both equally as bad. And then with 16 seconds left, the Washington R-words kicked the ball away after tying the ball game. And with 16 seconds, Matt Stafford and the Lions were able to get into field goal range and a 61-yard field goal won them the game with no time left on the clock. It's like the epitome of those two franchises. What you think is going to happen doesn't happen. What's supposed to happen doesn't happen. If you have a chance to win the game, you come like this close but don't really put it away, and then someone's got to win inevitably. And if it ended in a tie, I would not have been surprised. The fact that Prater hit a 61-yard field goal was bananas. And
that's nothing for him, though. He does that all the time.
I mean, I guess if you saw it, he needed 61 yards in a quarter to get that over.
61
that
inches.
Fucking barely went in.
Bill's mom gets 61 inches on a weekly basis.
Yeah, so because you multiply the number of guys that are in there,
not
it's
from
10 of
idiots.
them.
Well, no shit, Bill. But the gangbangs, it all equals up to 61 inches.
Yeah, there's like 11 to 12 guys around average size, and that equals 61.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else? I have one. The Eagles lost today to the New York Giants. They lead their division with a 3-5-1 record.
That's
incredible.
Nuts.
Incredible. The
Giants are going to win that division.
Game out, and they're fucking 3-7.
Giants are going to win that division.
Yeah,
and they're going to be 6-10, maybe. And they're going to win that division.
That's very nice of you to say
pathetic.
that. Yeah,
this is fucking pathetic.
I know that, but that's what's going to happen. You have any faith in Dallas? They're starting Clay Buchholz out there.
Well, Andy Dalton should be back now after his concussion, but
That wasn't a
Whether he-
concussion. That was,
Well.
they lobotomized him on the fucking field, and it's
Well.
Andy Dalton.
yeah.
Give me that prediction. You want to put that down in the ledger? And you want to take that? Giants win the division? No, you don't. No, you don't.
No. All right.
No one wants that action because
We're not
that
stupid.
division sucks.
You got a quarter? We could throw Lady Luck into the mix and just flip for it.
You want a quarter? Go suck, Paulina.
Tongue suck Porter.
Yeah. So the last thing I had on this, just looking at the way things were shaking out today, the NFC race for the playoffs is going to be very, very, very interesting and very fun to watch.
Yep.
Packers are 7-2. Bucks are 7-3. We'll see how the Saints shake out today, but they're currently 6-2. You got Seahawks, Cardinals, and Rams all going to be 6-2, 5-4, whatever, all within a game of each other.
Well, if Arizona wins today
the
too,
East
and
stinks.
Seattle loses, Arizona's in first place in that division now.
Yeah, and if the Rams win, they'll all be tied for first. They'll all have the same record anyway. And if the 49ers win, they're going to be back to 500. So that's going to be really fun to watch. And then with only the one bye, watching the Packers, Saints, Bucks, whoever duke that out towards the end of the season. I haven't looked at the schedule to see who's playing each other, but that's going to be fun. That's going to be fun to watch, as opposed to the AFC where it's the Steelers and the Chiefs and then everybody else. In my opinion, we'll see what my Bills do today. We'll see if they beat the Cardinals, they're in a pretty good position at 8-3. But other than that, NFC is going to be fun. 8-2, sorry.
Yeah, they're 7-2 right
now. NFC is going to be a fun little ride to watch in the last few weeks of the season. Anything else jumping out to you boys?
No.
Pretty boring day of football, if you ask me.
You think so?
Yeah.
Don't worry. Tonight will be awesome when Cam Newton takes over and down over.
So now we're recording this obviously Sunday afternoon. Pats play Sunday night. We touched on what we thought was going to happen in that game in our Friday headlines. Anything else over the weekend? Anything jumping out to you? Anything you want to add going into this Ravens-Patriots game? And just to recap, Ray thinks that the Patriots are going to fucking win outright. And Bill and I don't think they're covering the 7.5 spread that we had earlier this week. And has that spread moved at all? Have you seen?
It went down to 7. I didn't check it, but I think it's still right around 7.
They're not. I don't think the Ravens are taking them lightly, Ray.
Well,
I don't think the Ravens are taking them lightly. I think that they got their own internal shit they got to take care of. I think they're going to be very serious coming here. I think it's going to be a very difficult game to watch, and you will be okay going to bed at halftime.
I mean, I wouldn't mind that because I am a little tired today.
6.5.
I'm a little tired today, so we'll see what happens. But as Lamar said, defense are calling out their plays at the line of scrimmage. So, and Bill Belichick planned for this in the offseason, getting his defense built around stopping guys like Lamar. So,
did you listen to that audio? He said that with Rich Eisen. I heard it this morning.
Yeah.
He sounds like a baby back bitch.
Yeah, he does.
He sounds like a whiny little bitch. That things are not going exactly the way that they're supposed to go, and it's not his fault. It's the coach's fault and the play calling fault and people around him. Ooh, I would not like that if I was a Ravens fan. And I've been on the record. I don't think he's going to win shit ever because I don't like his style of play. I don't think he's good enough quarterback physically to go on the field. If he's also a mental dickhead, watch out.
Yeah,
That is not good.
So
is he like the same type of player as Kyler Murray? What'd you say?
Oh, don't.
Do
not.
Put some respect to my
Put
boy's
some
name.
respect on his name. God damn it.
Well, you just said the play style. They're the same play style, scrambling quarterbacks.
But Kyle Murray has
look
a
at
better
Kyler
arm.
Murray throw the ball and look at Lamar Jackson throw the ball. They're nothing like. I would put Lamar Jackson and Tua in the same category. I think Kyler Murray actually has a good arm, has a decent arm, and can throw the ball. I don't know how well he can read a defense and play quarterback.
He's
Maybe
so
our
elusive,
Arizona
though.
fans
Have you
can
seen
say.
him today? The elusiveness, so much more elusive, and he's had better numbers so far this season than Lamar had in his MVP.
He broke the
season
record,
last
5
year.
straight games with a running touchdown. Even Michael Vick didn't do that.
Or Cam Newton, who has a career rushing touchdown. So think about
Who?
that. I think, yeah.
Oh, you bitter motherfuckers.
Cami pajamas, Ray? Have you found the cami pajamas on Amazon yet? Okay.
They have like flannel, the Mike Welch special, the flannel long pants.
Yeah.
But then it has like just a Cam Newton dabbing shirt, but that's it. That's all I can
No.
find.
Not exactly what I'm looking for.
I'm looking for footy pajamas. I know.
Yeah, I hear you. Maybe we can make them. Maybe we can make them and sell them. That'll be good. We'll see. We'll see how the rest of the NFL shakes out. Let's touch on a little bit of NBA. We're gonna do a full NBA round circle here on Tuesday, on Fat Tuesday's edition. But Monday, when this is being released, is the first day trades can be processed for the NBA, and I fully expect whatever that deadline is. What is the deadline? Is it midnight tonight or is it tomorrow at some point? Anyone know? Either way, whatever that deadline, I fully expect some fucking Billy bombs and some Woj bombs to be landing on our phones that guys are moving.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I think it's gonna be very, very big moves going.
Do you have
on.
a Billy bomb that you want to drop tonight?
Got any Billy bombs out there?
Not yet. No. Don't.
What do you think? What do you think is the number one guaranteed move? I don't need an exact move like this guy for this guy, but what do you think is guaranteed to happen this offseason, if not early this offseason?
Harden going.
A lot of talk.
I think he's the one that's, if you think about it, I don't think anyone wants to play with him. I think he's the problem. I think Russell Westbrook wants to get out of there because he's the problem. I think Chris Paul wanted to get out of Houston because Harden is the problem. And I think he wants to get out, maybe change the scenery. But, the rumored Nets deal right now would be fucking bananas. That's a lot of talent going to the Nets. I know that
a lot of baby back bitches on one team.
They'll explode with this
God.
dude. If they ever figure out how to work together, that team would be scary fucking good.
Bill,
Yeah.
that's not a if, and I don't want to get too far into it because I'd like to talk about it on Tuesday, or we can just have the same conversation after this. It's not an if they could figure out how to work together. They cannot.
No, I don't think.
Kyrie Irving, James Harden, and Kevin Durant are three of the most baby back, weak mental bitches the NBA has to offer. I'm wondering, and I agree with you. I'll go somewhere else in a move that can be made. But James Harden is obviously at the top of everyone's radar, thinking about what's going to happen here, and he's going to get dealt, and he probably will. But I'm wondering, what team could he be dealt to that it would work? All we've seen from James Harden when he became James Harden is give him the ball, let him dribble around for 20 seconds, and then he shoots, or he drives, or maybe he passes, but probably not. So, he would have to drastically change his approach as a player to work literally anywhere else, unless the Knicks get him and he just does the same exact thing with another bad franchise and continues to lose.
Which he might.
He can't if he goes to New Jersey.
No, he
can't.
No.
So he's going to have to become a completely different player, and I don't know what that looks like. I have no idea what that looks like.
I don't know how that would work, honestly. But if it does, man, be careful. Look out. Because, the talent on that team alone, if they figure it out, I don't think they can, but if they do, that's the best team in the NBA. Just the three of those guys. There's a lot of fucking talent.
It's an all-star team.
That's the best big three in the NBA if you add him. And if they can figure it out, again, I don't think they can, but Jesus, if they do. As a Celtics fan, that Brooklyn Nets would be legit. You're scared. They're the best team in the East.
Ray,
if you added him.
What's your guaranteed move?
The Warriors trade the second pick in the NBA draft.
Nice.
Wednesday.
Nice. Are you going to get some veteran talent, fill a hole in return?
Yeah. You got Clay, you got Steph Curry, you got Draymond. You got three guys that have won championships. You don't need a rookie to come up here and who hasn't played since March? February,
yeah, good point. Good point.
So, why would you want to risk that when you could trade this pick, get someone in here that's played in the NBA who just played, like a Clint Capella? That's a big talk that they might be trying to go after him. Obviously, they need a big.
Yeah.
LaMarcus Aldridge. Don't sleep on the, Andrew Wiggins in the number 2 to San Antonio from LaMarcus Aldridge. And I would actually explore the opportunity, see if DeMar DeRozan can be had for Wiggins in the number 2 pick there too, because that would add some nice kind of the Andre Iguodala role that you kind of lost, and you could start him. And DeRozan, he couldn't do it in Toronto, but man, add him next to Clay, Steph, Drake.
Yeah, if he's a fourth piece or a third piece, he's a good player. He's a 20-point player. He's an all-around guy. I think Aldridge is past his prime and
But
not.
that's the
not
guy they're going
But
after.
I
That's
think
the
that's
big
interesting.
rumor.
It's a good point, Ray. It's something that the Boston Celtics and Danny Ainge would never, ever, ever, ever do. They would overvalue that second pick, and we're talking about guys like DeRozan and Aldridge. He would never fucking do that, which is frustrating to me. Like, I think you're right. I think the Warriors are going to trade that second round pick for probably something that technically has a lesser value that is going to add to their team and give them a chance to win yet another 1, 2, maybe 3 championships in the next little run that they have with Steph and Clay. And the Celtics would never ever do that. They would never give up their second round pick for
Which
something
is a
like
shame too, because like say you had the number 2 pick this year, and say the Miles Turner trade was on the table. Do you think Danny
No.
gives that number 2 buck for Miles Turner,
Fuck
which is kind of crazy because he's only 24, entering his prime? Those are the kind of guys you give up. You know, he's not a 31, 32-year-old veteran. He's a 24-year-old guy about to enter his prime. That's the pick. Those are the types of players that you move this number 2 pick for. And if you're Danny, he would never do it.
No, I don't think so. So that being said, what is the number one thing the Celtics need to do tomorrow or whenever free agency starts or the draft? What's the first thing they need to do as soon as they can do it in the offseason? If you're the Celtics.
Gordon Hayward.
Trade Gordon. Glass Gordon. Get him the fuck out the door. Did you steal Ray's? I'm pretty sure that was at the top of his list.
No, I just think that, you know, the deals that are out there, especially that Turner deal, if that deal's true, that's a move. That's the first thing you have to do. That's the first piece you need. You need a big. Make a move.
Right.
Yeah, free agency or a trade. So Andre Drummond, Serge Ibaka, Tristan Thompson, Derek Favors, all starters in the league, all can play. The oldest one, Serge Ibaka at 30. The rest are in their 20s. Go after these guys. You need a big. You need a big that can start on this team, and that's what you need.
Okay, tune in on Fat Tuesday to talk about those free agents. Here's the first thing the Celtics need to do as soon as they can do it. Sign Jason Tatum to a max contract. That's it.
Wow. Coming from you, that's surprising.
This is your team. I've been saying it now for months. The problem with the Celtics is Jason Tatum's not yet a superstar, but he can be. And if you're going to build this team around a superstar, it needs to be Jason Tatum. You need to start building the team around him. So, yeah, get Gordon Hayward out of here because he's redundant. Go find a big man because that's what you're missing. Find a shooter off the bench and let Jason Tatum be the guy. And if he never ends up being that guy, then it didn't work and you failed and you need to start over. That's it. It's the talk about bringing James Harden to the Celtics. How the fuck is that going to work? Jason Tatum needs the ball. Jason Tatum is your guy.
Yeah.
So start building the team around him. And in order to do that, you need to sign him to the max extension that you give him the most money in the most amount of years possible and do it as soon as possible. Make that your number one priority. That's
Good
it.
point.
That's
Fair
what you should
point.
do.
I agree.
All right, let's move on because we're going to do a little bit of NBA talk on Tuesday. Little interesting nugget here I read in The Athletic, I believe it was, some Red Sox news and notes. Alex Cora, your new old Red Sox manager, is very, very high on the 2 players that we've been talking about in MLB free agency, George Springer and DJ LeMahieu. And he also has very good relationships with both of them. Obviously, Springer from his time as the Astros, and LeMahieu, I don't know how. He just has some relationship with him, and he's talked very highly of him in the past before LeMahieu really broke out. So, in concurrence with that, we had the news that Bloom would not be deterred away from signing free agents that rejected their qualifying offer, which means the Red Sox would have to give up a high round pick. And in their case, their second highest pick because their first round is protected. I don't know how it will work if they sign both these guys. Who the fuck you'll have to give up? But
Can you put the Golden Girls on
he's
next
like
week?
a little fucking child.
Thank you.
I can't have a conversation.
No.
I can't do the
listening.
show. Like, you can't. Fuck you, Bill. This was a question for you, baseball guy, you
I'm
old
listening.
bitch. You've been watching these teams since the 40s, and I want to understand: did you have to take Viagra, or did your dick move? Your little penis move when I told you that Alex Cora might have an influence in signing the 2 guys that you want the Red Sox to get this year?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, you're going to add to the offense. I think this is a down year for pitching, so you're going to take some retreads. It's Trevor Bauer, and then there's a bunch of other old veterans, the John Lessers, the guys like in that mold. So it's not a huge free agent pitching market. So fucking build your offense. DJ LeMahieu is probably going to cost you about 4 for 68 is the report I read today. So I mean, that I would pay that all day to get him. You have a hole at second base. He finished third in the MVP this year. Just won an American League batting title. And if he's tight with Alex Cora, man, bring him here. Get him here. Get him here. I would rather have him more than George Springer, honestly. I think there's a bigger hole in the infield than there is in the outfield because you can move some guys around and you have some outfield depth in the minors. Jordan Duran, you can kind of play.
Yeah, Duran looked good, but I also think, LeMahieu, young, big bat, was a leadoff hitter with power. You can then start thinking about moving on from Benintendi and finding some other holes to plug there. If he's there and he's available and Cora wants him and they can get him, go get it. Especially your point. So here's my question, Ray. If obviously their need is pitching, if like what Bill said, he's right. The market for pitching it sucks. There's no one really big to go out there and get. You're not going to fill really a top end role. So that you have money to spend if you're the Red Sox. Do you spend it on these type of players because you have it and then potentially not have it to spend a year or two now on pitching? Or do you just wait and kind of hold on? The point is, what do you do with that money if you're the Red Sox? You're the Red Sox. So it's just going to be there, right? It's not like, what else are you going to fucking spend it on? You're not going to go in with a $130 million payroll if you're the Red Sox. You need to be maxing out as much as you can.
Yeah, spend it. Spend it. Go get these guys. Don't wait because your chances now. I mean, you got to get better position guys. And then next year, if the pitching market's better, at least as an attraction, be like, hey, we got all this hitting. Now we can add to the pitching. That'd be an enticing view for the pitchers to come over here and play for us. That's what I think.
I also think if you have zero farm system at this point, pretty much. So if you can add talent along your roster, you build assets along your big league roster that you can flip for pitching at the deadline or somewhere else. Benintendi, Verdugo, whoever, Devers.
Duran. You can flip Duran too.
You can start flip, but he's even a prospect at this point. I just think if you start adding, I'm trying to think of the downside because there's such a drastic need for pitching on this team, and obviously these two guys are probably the biggest free. Ozuna's up there too. I would love Ozuna, but in terms of signing big money guys on everyday players instead of pitching, what's the downside? And you pinch yourself in a contract in salaries 2 years from now, 3 years from now, when maybe there's a pitcher available. I don't know. Or you don't fill the hole, but how are you going to fill the hole at pitching?
You got to spend too, and it's not like you're just spending to spend. I mean, you do have holes. LeMahieu will fill a hole that you need at second base. George Springer technically could fill a hole in center field with Jackie Bradley kind of linked to Houston now because Springer's not getting back there. He's going to sign pretty much the highest bidder. So their backup plan sounds like it's Jackie Bradley. So if he slides over to Houston, I would rather go with George Springer in center field. So you still, it might back you in a corner, but there's still moves that you can make to get pitching later on down the road if you want to go that route. Because again, you're going to sign some cheap guys. Think of the Martin Perez that you just kind of turned down his option. You're going to kind of get a little bit of those guys, and even take a run at John Lester again, maybe another 35, 36-year-old guy, but he's still got a couple miles left on that arm, so you can kind of bring guys in like that. But you're filling holes with LeMahieu and Springer. There is needs there. So it's not Pablo Sandoval and fucking Hanley that year. They had money to spend. They just spent it on shitty. Like these guys.
Well, that's kind of what I'm asking. That kind of is a little bit what I'm asking. Are you just spending money to spend it that fucks you down the line?
But they're not shitty players like those two people that just said. I mean, these guys are all-star players that LeMahieu was in the third for MVP voting.
Yeah, I like LeMahieu. I think Springer could be a backfire. I think Springer has potential to be a backfire. He's a 31-year-old center fielder. If you're going to send him that big of money, what's that contract look like? 6-7 years? So that has potential to backfire. I'm more LeMahieu. I mean, I think if you have a chance at him, then you get him. You give him all the money that he needs to get him. Yeah. And if Springer wants to come here too, then fine. Yeah, I would be weary of that. Of the highest possible money deal for 6 or 7 years, then you're looking at a 39-year-old depreciated asset making $30 million a year at the end of his contract.
You can
you're the Red Sox. You can afford it. You can do that. But if you don't bury yourself like they have in the Dombrowski years and not have cheap farm system assets coming up there that can fill those voids to get you in a position that you're in now. So I don't know. Yeah. Long story short, beat around the bush. Go spend the money. Go get him. Why not?
You could even go Ozuna. I don't necessarily think he fits his team. He's more of like the DH role with JD though. But if you think Benintendi could play center fielder, which he did in college, you can kind of get Ozuna there, play him in left field. He's not the greatest outfielder, but he might come cheaper than George Springer, and you might have more money to get him and LeMahieu because I don't think you're going to be able to afford Springer and LeMahieu, honestly.
Yeah. Well, they can afford whoever they want.
Yeah, they
But
can
I
do
don't
it.
think they're going to spend the money on that much money on. I think it's one or the other with those.
Yeah, you're probably right. Interesting. We'll see how it goes. Actually, if we could do quick update, Bill, on MLB free agency.
Yeah, the Red Sox signed some shitty relief from Kansas City. I forget his name, never heard of him. So I mean, that's how it is. I think there's been one deal.
Okay,
That's
movement.
awesome.
Okay, movement. That's an improvement, man. It's all positive vibes here. All right, this has been the Simple Mind Sports Show. Monday headlines, November 16th. We'll see you Tuesday, Fat Tuesday. Everything around the NBA. Bye.